Hello, everyone. It's great to be here again. I'm happy to be connecting with you. Thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege to have your attention for this next few minutes. It is the day that the Lord has made. Yes, we will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm happy once again, and I welcome you to listen to this. Today, God wants me to talk about giving it to Him, and I would share and cite instances from several scenarios. So first of all, we're going to look to the Bible Times and share about 2 or 3 instances of how people gave it to God and what happened. The first one will be taken from, I believe, the book of Exodus, and this was a story about a little boy born at the time, a son born to a woman. That would be the story of Moses. The mother of Moses gave birth to this boy, and she saw that this boy was beautiful. It was beautiful to behold. But at the time, unfortunately, the government also issued a decree ordering the killing of boys. And so she kept the boy for 3 months. She did everything she could as a mother. She nurtured him. She cared for him. But about the time when the boy was 3 months, she knew she could hide him no longer. She had done all that she could as a mother, and now she had to let the boy go, whether it was going to be killed, whatever was going to happen. Basically, she didn't know the future. She didn't know if this boy was going to be killed, even though there was a decree already for the killing of boys. But she just let him go. So she put him in a basket and put him on the river. What happened? We see God. So before that boy was formed, before she came to know the boy as that beautiful child, God already ordained a purpose for Moses. And that purpose was not for him to be killed, regardless of the government. The purpose was for him to become Israel's great leader. So regardless of the decree issued by government, God was going to enable the boy to fulfill purpose. When we give to God, that's what happens, regardless of the situation. That's why David could say confidently that even though he walked through the valley of the shadow of death, he knew that God was going to see him through. So regardless of what's happening around, every time we lean in God, we trust in God, we give it to God, we let it go, we have faith in Him, it takes the situation through purpose. It takes it and it brings His will to pass. So this woman put the baby on the river. And at the time, God brought the daughter of Pharaoh, who came, saw the boy, saw that it was beautiful, and she adopted the boy despite the orders given by her father for the killing of boys. Do we see how kind of productive that would be? So she adopted the boy. The boy grew up inside the household of Pharaoh, inside the house of the one who issued a decree. I will take the second context from today's world. And specifically, I would like to tell the story of Ben Carson. Now, we know Ben Carson as a world-famous pediatric neurosurgeon. He wasn't born into a wealthy neighborhood or a rich household. He had a very humble beginning. His mother had to work several low-paying jobs to put him and his brother through school. But she gave them one thing. She gave them faith. That's God. She also gave them faith-driven principles. At the beginning of his life, Ben Carson had a severe learning disability that made him to be considered as a class dummy. He wasn't always bright, but his mother didn't give up on him. And she did everything she could, and she gave this boy to God. When we give our children faith, we are giving them to God, because then they can develop their own relationship with God. Every time a parent gives faith to a child, we're giving that child to God. Another story from the Bible, we see Samuel's mom, Hannah. She gave Samuel to God, and Samuel went on to become Israel's greatest prophet. Water was given to Jesus. Jesus attended a wedding in Galilee. The wine ran out. Jesus asked for water. He did not ask for anything special. The same way, God is not asking for anything special. He's not asking for anything material from you. He's just asking for the ordinary things. He's saying, trust me in the ordinary things. Trust me with your life. Trust me with everything, including the things that you deem unimportant. He asked for water. Looking at that metaphorically, we would say something casual, something tasteless, something not special, not something that's used for honorable occasions. He asked for water, and Jesus took the water and it turned into wine. The couple tasted the wine, and it tasted like nothing they had ever seen. It tasted nothing like they had ever tasted. You know why? Because God has unique purposes for each and every one. God has a purpose for your life that I know nothing about, but He has a way of working it out. So today, God is asking for the same thing. Before a man's material can be appreciated by God, God appreciates the individual first. God is asking for a relationship and nothing material from you. We see the world in so much chaos today. The lack of relationship with God, the lack of communion with God is evident in a lack of identity. People are confused about who they are. That has become a top agenda, a top following into this world. People are confused about who they are. People are anxious, people are depressed, people are looking for purpose. Why? Because they're out of communion with God. So, to the one listening to me, perhaps you're a Christian, but you're able to give everything to God apart from that one thing. God is saying, trust me with that too. Trust me with that. In Ben Carson's early life, he had a learning disability. He had anger issues, but as young as he was, of course, his mom did not even have the finances to take him to therapy for anger management and all of that. But she knew one thing to do. She knew to give him faith. And in those troubled times, at that very young age, it turned to God. It turned to God. It gave it to God, and God took all of it, the bad, the good, and the ugly, within that one individual, and made something beautiful out of it for the world to see. Something beautiful, something to serve humanity, something beautiful out of it for the world. So today, whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, big, small, whatever it is, special, regular, casual, God is saying, give it to me. Give it to me, for I ordained you. Perhaps you never even thought about giving your life to Christ. God is saying today, I stand at the door of your heart and I am knocking. I am knocking. Give me your life. Let me make something beautiful out of it. For I made you, for I ordained a purpose for you that you cannot discover on your own. Come to me. You're heavy laden. Come to me. I want to give you rest. I want to give you peace. The peace that the world cannot understand. I want to give you joy. I want to help you find fulfillment and purpose. It can only be found in me. God stands at the door of your heart and is saying that today. He has asked me to tell you, He would not cast anyone away, no matter how bad they are, where they've been and what they've done. God has come for the despised. He has come for the rejected. Jesus died. He died for the unrighteous. God wants to accept you today. He wants you to bring it to Him. Bring your soul to Him. Bring the chaos to Him. Bring the trouble to Him. Bring that child to Him. Bring whatever it is to Him. He will take it. He will turn it around and bring about His purpose, evident for all to see. Peace.